Yoshinobu, he had mentioned he was feeling a little bit of a tightness ahead of the game, and even the last couple of days, but nothing too serious, just kind of built up on him. What is your concern level for him right now, and just what are the next steps at the moment?
The next steps are he's going to be consult with the doctors. We'll see how he comes in tomorrow, and we'll see if he needs testing. As far as the soreness, after that start, a couple days after, felt sore or said there was some soreness. We pushed him back, pushed Tyler back, and he said he felt good enough to go. And there's communication all the time with our pitchers, as far as there's soreness all the time. In a season they're going to be sore. And so at that point in time, obviously we felt he can make the start. We wouldn't pitch him if we felt he was going to put himself in harm's way. And so after that second inning, he just felt that he could go out there, but it just wasn't coming out. His tricep was tight, and so that's when we pulled the plug.
You guys this as a triceps thing? Are you guys confident it's just a tricep?
Yeah. I mean, I think until we know more information, that's kind of what he said. That's what he feels, and right now I'm just going by, or we're all going by what he's saying and what he's feeling. So we're going to get our docs involved, obviously, and see if there's more to it.
Given that he's kind of felt this for about a week now since that Yankee start, maybe you could try an IL stint for him, or?
It's to be able to go 2 innings and seems certainly a certain possibility. But again, if we had any inkling that it was only going to be 2 innings and that's all he could muster, we wouldn't have pitched him tonight. But he felt confident going into tonight, and that's where we're at. So we had to pick up the pieces, but I don't think, I hope it's nothing more than that, but we'll see.
He said he felt it a little in warm-ups. He mentioned it to the coaching staff. At that point, did you want to scratch him and maybe he talked you out of it? Or
No. I didn't know. He had soreness. From what I understood, he had soreness during the week, which Tyler's gonna have soreness tomorrow or during the week, and they get through it and they pitch and they make their starts. I didn't know that I knew he had soreness, that's why we pushed him back. But again, I didn't know until the second inning that he couldn't go back out there for the third inning. And so, again, if we would have known that he couldn't pitch, we would have done something about it, but we just didn't know.
You seem to indicate, though, that he had told some of the coaching staff of soreness after warm-ups, or am I incorrect on that?
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, I wasn't in that conversation.
Yeah.
Or I wasn't in the conversation. I know there was no point in time where we felt that he couldn't make the start going into today or today. Because if that was the case,
sure, then
he wouldn't have made the start. So I think we have conversations all the time with our pitchers. So, my time here, there have been starters that haven't made the start that day because they couldn't make the start, and we've had to pick up the pieces on pitch 1. That wasn't the case, to my understanding. So, I'll talk to Yoshinobu myself to kind of get the, exact kind of communication. But again, I've never put a guy out there that he's going to get hurt. And part of it is you have to trust the player and listen to the player. It feels like he can pitch, and so I can't, be in his body, and I need the communication as well. So when I got word that he couldn't keep going, that's when I made that decision. If every starter, said they were sore going into a start, they wouldn't be starting. So it's kind of that's the nature of a starting pitcher or relief pitcher. So you just want to make sure you don't put them in harm's way. But yeah, I mean, so I think that's kind of where I'm at.
Maybe you could put him on the IL just as a precaution?
It's a high possibility.
There's a clip on from TV that showed prior to the run where you guys going down to the top. I'm guessing that was the top of the show.
That was after the second inning where I was expecting him to keep going out there. And Mark grabbed me and said he talked to Yoshi and felt that he didn't know if he can keep going out there. And so that's when I got involved.
Is there a possibility something got lost in translation?
I knew that he was sore going into the start. I didn't feel that there was any soreness or putting in harm's way today. So I don't see how that's a lost in translation. I do feel that if he feels that he can make a start and, you know, when he's in it, feels like he can't perform the way he's capable of, to let us know, which I certainly appreciate. But there was nothing that we heard, even from the coaching staff and myself, that felt that he shouldn't make this start today. There was nothing.
Yeah, as far as trying it, which kind of how's he's been sort of see what you see today.
I think from Blake, certainly the 3 walks is very uncharacteristic, and to Melendez, you know, he went to the same spot 12 times. And so if you change eye levels, potentially get a ground ball, and after the 3, I think it was a 3-pitch punch to the prior hitter Frazier, he's been our best reliever, and you know, I'm going to go with him. And I didn't expect a 12-pitch at bat, and at some point you got to kind of change how you attack a player in an at bat.
Just speaking of the bullpen, just considering the bullpen game 2 days ago, obviously Evanston was able to eat up most of the game yesterday, and I imagine the hope is for Tyler to do that as well. But just with preparing for Colorado, how do you have to manage just some of the bullpen arms and the usage right now in this stretch?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You know, I mean, we'll probably bring in 1 or 2 guys tomorrow and kind of figure out how we're going to navigate tomorrow and the forthcoming days.
Were you surprised when Yoshinobu came out? Like,
Yes,
no.
I was surprised.
So you weren't anything like not expecting, but
No.
there's
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. He's been obviously very durable throughout his entire professional career. I think we've been very good as far as managing the uses, the days, and so, yeah, I was very surprised. Because again, if he was going to go 2 innings, then he wouldn't have started tonight. If we would have known that.
He said he's going to meet with doctors tomorrow.
He's going to meet with the doctors tomorrow, yes.
For the second inning, did he say like he has severe pain or just a tightness?
Tightness. Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.